This is JR, the expat in Saigon. I'm here at Saigon Star Coffee today with our November newsletter. We really didn't have time to get out and do everything we wanted to do and shoot a video this week. So week 9 of the new house and week 10 of the new house are probably going to be consolidated into one video. Yeah, this is JR, the expat in Saigon. Ray and I are headed to a black magic design seminar. Should be there about 1 o'clock, and I think it's going to be, yeah, if it's not traffic, but I think it's going to be really interesting. So we will see what happens. When we arrived in the warehouse district, we found Lumigrade real easily. The nice people there told us that the seminar was being held in Govap, which is really near our house. So we traveled about 2 hours round trip for nothing. Well, there's a lot of chicken. I was kind of disappointed about our trip to the Black Magic seminar workshop.
Me too.
Yeah.
I get tired of it.
I know, but we spent an hour just traveling. Well, for some good news is the 3 little kittens that were in the last video all found good homes. 1 kitten went to one place and 2 kittens went to another place. And then all of the people that got them were cat lovers, and so they should fare pretty well. I think everybody's happy. I'm definitely glad I don't have to babysit them anymore. Those little guys up all night long, man. Every 3 hours, they're crying to be fed. But they were cute, and we really enjoyed having them around. V did a good job getting the little guys homes. Yeah, this week we had a lot of stuff break down. This was a bad week for us. My cell phone broke. My little kitty, Oreo, knocked it off the table and it cracked the screen. The unfortunate part of that is that the crack in the screen is right over the front camera, which I used to use a lot for vlogging. I've got a little SPG gimbal, and I'd stick that phone in that gimbal and hook a little Rode microphone to it, and it made a great little vlogging outfit. But as of now, that's not going to work. I've got to pick up a new cell phone. I've kind of been looking at some of the LG V series phones. Those phones aren't very popular here and aren't very widely sold. You can find them really, really cheap, especially if it's a little older model like a V30 or V40. Those models sold for up around $800 or $900, and you can buy them around here for under $300. The other thing that broke was my laptop. I went to boot it up, and all it did was go beep, beep, beep. Oh man, that was a scary thing. That laptop is really crucial to me. I use it for all my video editing and my audio editing. So without it, I'm just dead in the water. So it was really important to get it fixed. What I did is I opened it up, looked at everything looked okay, and I decided to reseat the memory in its little slots. Well, every time I'd take a memory stick out, I'd try to restart the computer. I took one out and the computer booted. So I kind of figured that might be the culprit. I swapped it around in a couple of more slots, and anywhere that memory stick was, the computer wouldn't boot. So I called to see if it was still under warranty, and yes, it was. I only bought it about 7 months ago, so I had several months left on the warranty. Real happy about that. The guys came out, brought it to me, took the old one back. So 2 screws and open a little back door on the computer, stick the thing in, and I'm up and running again. So all is well. I can get back to work. It's really a disaster if you don't have your workstation. I'm going to tell you, there's just nothing you can do. You can't do video on a cell phone. Well, some people say you can. but I don't think so. All our visa stuff got done. All I've got to do now is get over to the print shop and try to get it printed. I usually make 2 copies of everything. That way if Rhea loses her bag or I lose my bag or we get snatched or something like that, at least we have 1 left. And that's a pretty important thing. You really got to have your paperwork. It's really difficult to get things back if you lose everything. The only thing special that we've got to do this time is Rhea needs some ID photos. So I shot them and we'll get those printed out on photo paper instead of the regular paper. Rhea's not out with me today. She's got allergies really bad. She was playing with the cats and she's really allergic to the cats, but if she's careful and washes her hands after she plays with them and things like that, then it's okay. But this time she didn't, and now she's been sneezing all day. I hope she feels better. I really know that allergies are terrible. When I was in Texas, I had ragweed allergies. So 4 months a year, I was just miserable. My eyes were all red, and nose runny and all that stuff. It was terrible. Probably that's one of the nicest things about living in Vietnam is that they don't grow ragweed here. The new house is really coming along well. They did a lot of work this last week, but I didn't get a chance to shoot anything too interesting because most of the work went on inside. The foreman over there doesn't really want me going in to the house and climbing up the stairs right now because there's still a lot of scaffolding and he doesn't feel like it was safe for me to do it. So hopefully maybe this week or next week we'll get inside and be able to shoot some of the pictures. They're already tiling on the third floor, which is 4th floor to us, and the finished plaster is being done all over the house. So there's a lot going on in there and we need to see it. So probably what I'll do is I'll consolidate week 9 and week 10 into one video. So we'll miss week 9, but we'll catch up in week 10. I'm real happy to say that a good friend of ours, Al, brought back some gear for us from the US. So hopefully in the next few days, you guys will see the results of that. I'll make a full video on the gear and how we use it. It's worth looking at. If you're interested in making content, these little guys that we bought are really probably a good idea. It really is going to expand our ability to do some great things. Gives us a lot more freedom over what we can shoot and how we can shoot. So I'm excited about it, and I think that it's going to make a big difference in our videos. We'll see. You know, another thing I was thinking about, and I really didn't know how to work it into a video, but I do think that it's kind of interesting. I was trying to think of what person has had the most influence on the most people in the world. And I thought about it a long time. I thought about maybe Jesus or Stalin or Mao Zedong, all kinds of people. Ronald Reagan brought the Soviet Union down. A lot of people that are really important have been influenced a lot of people. But there's one person that I think has influenced more people than anybody else in the world. And you may not even know him. His name's Richard Reed. Richard Reed is also known as the shoe bomber. And the reason that I think that he made the biggest influence on anybody in the world is about 8 million people every day fly and have to take off their shoes because of that guy. Now, if that isn't influence, I don't know what is. And you're standing there putting your shoes on the security conveyor at the airport, you ought to be pretty glad, because there was another guy that was trying to bomb an airplane. He's known as the underwear bomber. So I guess we're all pretty lucky that it was the shoe bomber that influenced the world and not the underwear bomber. Anyway, that's about it. I got to get back to the house and start packing up for our trip. This is JR, the expat in Saigon, saying that's the November news. And as soon as we get back, we'll be doing some more videos, and I hope you'll stick with us. I hope you guys will consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy the videos, and thank y'all for watching.